This is a video for someone who is deep into negotiations with someone who is very difficult. It seems that every offer that goes out comes back with flat out no. If you're about to start negotiations with someone who you know to be quite a challenging adverse party or other party, or your ex-spouse is quite a challenging person, then you'll want to watch this video. My name is Laurel Dietz, and I'm a lawyer in Victoria, British Columbia. I'm the owner of Alinea Legal Coaching, which is an exclusively legal coaching-based law firm in Victoria that serves clients throughout BC. Join me on my mission to create 100 YouTube videos as a resource to help people going through separation and divorce. So, common scenario that I am presented with as a lawyer is my client comes to me and they explain their difficult situation. My response is, okay, well, what offers have you made? What proposals have you made to the other party to try to resolve this issue? Have you considered this? Have you considered meeting them halfway? Have you considered proposing an alternative to whatever they're asking for? Some areas where you might be negotiating would be so parenting time. They want a week on, week off. You don't feel like that'll work well for your children, but maybe you'd be willing to compromise on a 50-50 schedule, provided that the breakdown of time was a little bit different. Perhaps they want to have a 3-week vacation with the kids so that they can do some camping trips. You don't want the kids to be away for 3 weeks consecutively. It's too long. So why don't you propose, you could go back with a proposal of 3 individual weeks through the summer, or a 2-week period and then another single week period. People come to me, what they're feeling is anger and upset and frustration. So what I spend some time doing with them is kind of peeling back the layers a bit. When you're in a negotiation and you know what you want, you desperately want it, it's very easy to get stuck in your position, to think that the only resolution is the one that you want and that you must have that at all costs. And this is a fallacy. This is not a good way to think about it. You have to zoom out quite significantly and think long-term, huge picture. Is this really a dispute that will be beneficial for the children? Remember, conflict between you and your spouse and your co-parent has a trickle-down negative effect on the children. So challenging though it is, the more you can compromise and be flexible and work through potential other solutions, the more you're going to move forward in a positive way. Now, the counterpoint that I often get to that piece about being reasonable, being flexible, try to think of alternative solutions that kind of meet your needs and the other party's needs is always the same. They're never going to agree to that. Why do I even bother? I can't negotiate with them. They're so unreasonable. They'll never agree. And my response to that might surprise you. My response is that regardless of their answer to your proposal, it is critical that you try and that you make the effort, that you lay the groundwork, that you get that proposal out there. You're doing it for yourself, not for them. You're doing it because you need to approach your parenting conflict like a problem that needs to be solved, not a war and a battle that needs to be won. The more flexible and adaptive that you can be, the more reasonable you can be to try to meet your needs and the children's needs, even if it's not exactly what the other party wants, and you're not just resisting for the sake of resisting, then the better off you're going to be in the event that this matter gets to court. I can tell you with some certainty that when you take your matter to court, if you are able to demonstrate that you've been willing to make reasonable compromises, that you have been working like legitimately to come up with a solution that meets the children's needs and your own needs, or, you know, if this isn't about children, then about meets whatever reasonable answer might be in the situation, meets those particular circumstances, the more successful you're going to be in court. When you can show the court that you have put forward a lot of workable solutions and the other person has just stuck to their position and has refused to yield, you will be seen to be the reasonable party. You will be the successful party. You might not get exactly what you came in at with that reasonable, like that initial position, but you will get maybe something that one of the other proposals that you made that you are willing to compromise on. So making those compromises is an incredibly important part of the family resolution process. Trying to make a workaround, trying to decide, trying to analyze your own initial position. So a good place to start when you're doing that is to look at what your initial position is and try to write out, try to figure out, break it down. Why is this my position? Is this because I just want to be right? Or is there a lot of good reasons backing it up? And I would say 9 out of 10 times when I talk to a client about these things, you have a lot of good, legitimate reasons why you've taken a certain position. And so what you need to do then is to try to understand, rather than just stating the position, let's understand the reasons behind that position. Why is it that you think that this is the best resolution? Why is this your initial proposal? Okay, is there another way we can meet those needs and those reasons that might be a little bit different than what you initially proposed, that might also meet the other person's needs? Now, this is especially for people who are representing themselves. It is really critical that you show yourself to be a reasonable party, and you have to demonstrate it time and time and time again. If you show yourself to be someone who's stuck in your position, unwilling to be flexible, unwilling to make the simple compromise, then that really damages your credibility. But where you are able to show that, you're listening to what the other person says, you're trying to understand where they're coming from, and you're trying to meet them halfway or meet them even part of the way, to meet them in maybe a different way than they're insisting upon, then you will be given a lot more credibility if you're ever in a situation where you are going to the court. And then, of course, the best bonus of all is that you actually do end up getting a resolution, because perhaps the other party was not as unreasonable as you initially thought they were. And that would be the best outcome at the end of the day, is to come to a compromise that might be a little bit uncomfortable, not exactly what you initially came in at, but if you can get to that place where there is at least an understanding and a peace, then you're going to move on with your family matter a lot faster, a lot quicker. Where you just sit back and you just say, you know what, no matter what, because I'm going to meet this with my guns blazing, and I will achieve, because I said I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it, I'm going to, no matter what, and forgetting about, the reason why you took the position in the first place. If you get in that mindset and you are pushing beyond all sense to maintain a line that doesn't even, make sense anymore, those are the kinds of ways to prolong your family matter, to make it more expensive, to make sure that you're not going to be successful in court. So have it your way. My strong recommendation is you come in with a reasonable proposal. If need be, you revise it, you change it, you be flexible, you adapt, you keep trying with a negotiation. And then if you do end up in a situation where you're in court, yes, it's unfortunate. You are dealing with a difficult opposing party, but you don't make the offer necessarily just for them. You make it for yourself, to make sure that you've tried everything in your power to resolve this before having to go to kind of nuclear option of court. Okay, until next time.